Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be continuing the Let's Play for Reverse 1999. So then, last time we finished off the last bits of stories for Route 77 with Argus' story and man, that was definitely a story that leaves a lot of room for interpretation about what is real and what is not real. That is definitely a story that that can be summarized with a very unreliable narrator tag. But I did see a couple of very interesting things in the comments of the previous episode regarding that, and we'll get to it in a bit. But today, we are going full circle here. We are going full circle with this Let's Play. Last year, and I had to look this up when I actually started because I couldn't remember the exact date anymore. I didn't remember if it was, or rather I couldn't remember if it was anymore in at the end of September or beginning of October or something. But yeah, last year, September 24th is when this Let's Play began with episode 1. It's been a year. And we are now full circle back, where basically at the event where I started, right? Even though back then I obviously couldn't play through the event and couldn't see these two character stories, but a year later, we're back. So today we're gonna be checking out the story for Lucy, seeing what that one is about, and oh boy, this is gonna be a fun little mini game in my brain trying to remember. If this is gonna be connecting, I mean, it's probably gonna be connecting to something regarding either Chapter 7, post-Chapter 7, or prior to Chapter 7. This is gonna be... Look, if I'm not remembering some stuff that is brought up in today's part, do remind me in the comments, because, again, it's been... What did that one comment say on one of the previous episodes? It's been like 7-8 months since I did Chapter 7. Oh no, this is gonna be a trip. But yeah, today we're gonna be checking out Lucy's story and seeing what this one is gonna be about. And next time we're gonna check Cacania. And also, very funnily, when I was looking up earlier the date for when this Let's Play started, reminder, this is episode 96, pardon, right now. The next episode with Cacania is gonna be 97. And then I was thinking in my head, okay, wait. According to that, because after that I'm gonna be jumping straight into Chapter 8, and I was thinking to myself, okay, wait, if I'm gonna be doing the usual thing with any kind of story that I'm covering for this game in the Let's Play format, if I'm gonna be splitting up that thing in 3 parts again, is episode 100 literally gonna be the finale of Chapter 8? Possibly! That would be quite a funny thing to finish off on. But yeah, soon the Let's Play is gonna be entering the triple digits. That is insane. That is actually insane to think about. It has been a full year and almost to episode 100. Yeah, I don't know if... I honestly do not know even if I should do something for episode 100, like a special thing. I don't even know what I could do outside of turning on the camera, but then I would be blinding everybody with the light of the sun gone raw behind my ass, shining through the window, and I don't wanna darken my room in the middle of the day. We'll see. Well, maybe I'll figure something out, but we'll see. But yeah, today we'll be checking out Lucy's story and seeing what that is about. But before we do so, I do wanna go back to what I was saying at the beginning about Argus, because you guys in the comments of the previous episode brought a couple of very interesting things up. And one person who did so is Kashiharsha55, who said, "The way I interpret this story, and this is definitely one of those stories that leaves a lot up to interpretation, you can say that again, is that Argus, despite possessing an arcane skill that will reveal the truth, will never truly see the truth, because the truth can be altered, changed or modified by human bias, and Argus, despite her namesake being the 100-eyed giant who could see everything, is blind. She's blind because she will never accept that she could be wrong, that her arcane skill could be wrong, because in her head, to be wrong is to have gone against what she thinks she represents. A merc who will always fulfill the task, who will always find the truth on her first try. All the other characters and the town itself also allude to this idea of truth. The townspeople all repeat the same story. Mercenaries came to pillage and kill, and the Red Wall serves as a testament to the sins they've committed. Yet no one is truly able to give proper details of this incident. And the story itself shows everyone has their own ideas of what the Red Wall is, and they simply justify their truth with what they consider to be a reasonable explanation. No one would ever believe the real truth because no one believes that they are wrong. To be honest, this entire story feels like something that happened in Argus's head, that the entire town and its inhabitants were Argus trying to tell herself that, yes, I'm not wrong. In which case, the Russian hunter would be her doubt, a little nagging thought in her head that maybe she was wrong, that maybe she had already lost Kayla. But Argus's final decision to continue pursuing Kayla despite her hesitation only proves that she is a deeply flawed individual who will never truly be able to satisfy her obsession with being right, of being the reliable merc, who can accomplish any task. Definitely one of my favorite character stories from Blue Puck. That was very well put together. That comment and another comment kind of encapsulated what I was thinking, honestly, in my head at the end of the story, like how my brain was interpreting the whole thing, basically of her, basically she denying herself that she could be wrong, that like all of you pretty much said, that she could be wrong, that she's too late, that Kayla is probably dead, which is, it's a sad thing, honestly. It's a very sad thing. Now, I don't know if I would go as far as to say that the entire town was fake. Might actually be, well, quite honestly, might actually be that she imagined being in a town and everything, and talking to people, who knows. Considering that at the end of the story, you literally, and I said this in the comments of the previous episode because I didn't pick up on it during recording, I just thought that maybe the time of day shifted in the background, so I didn't say anything. But while I was editing the episode, I noticed that in the final scene of the whole thing, when she's standing in front of the wall, the background changes from the forest to the desert, and while I was editing, I was thinking to myself, like, oh, well, this is kinda nifty. So she was never in a forest. Which, again, fuels back into the whole thing of her denying herself the truth. Maybe, like you said, maybe the whole town and everything is imagined in her head. I mean, the characters, at least the guy behind the bar, right? He was literally the same guy that appeared in Route 77 in the other town, which, by the way, as pointed out by the comments, the town where this story for Argus was taking place in is a completely different town. So why would this guy be? I mean, outside of reusing the model, right? Why would this guy be in a completely different town, right? I don't know. Again, a story that can be interpreted in so many forms, and I saw some very interesting depictions of it. So yeah, Kashi Harsha, thank you very much for that amazing depiction of Argus's story. But yeah, overall, Argus's story, very tragic, very sad. I do hope that I mean, there's so many characters in this game that would deserve like a second story to wrap up their journey and maybe give them some conclusion and not leave them hanging, essentially. Argus is definitely in that position. If ever it comes around that there's gonna be another side story covering Argus, or an anecdote, or I don't know, even Argus appearing in a main story, I really hope that at that point they really bring her whole arc around and give her, even though it's gonna be absolutely painful to watch, it will definitely be painful to watch. I will rather watch her break down from the truth and maybe prep herself up again afterwards, be it by herself or through help of companions and friends, than keep telling herself this lie. I would rather see her absolutely break down by realizing that, yeah, her dear friend is gone and that she might have actually pulled the trigger on them. I would rather see her shatter like that mirror and repair herself than not. than live this lie, cause living this lie is a very slow and painful descent into self-destruction. My god. But yeah, we'll see. If they ever bring it back, I would love to see a conclusion to this one and see something better on the horizon for her. I did also see something interesting brought up, and it fuels kind of very much into this whole thing about Argus, and it's the mini like dialogue text that is on her side tube. So I kind of wanted to quickly include this one before we hop into Lucy's story here. So let me hop over to the side tube. Stray off the path. You want to find the lost lamb. Search until night falls and these stars surround you. Search until that milky scent lingers, until blood and bones cover the ground. And when the darkness comes to close your eyes, when you hear that awful sound, there be no lamb, no trace, and no you left to be found. I missed an old conch shell voice. Sorry. But yeah, this is the mini story on Herb Sidetube. And yeah, really fuels into the whole thing. You want to find the lost lamb? Keep on searching until nothing is left of you. Yeah, she needs a conclusion. Otherwise, she's literally on a path of self-destruction, and it's a painful path to watch, quite honestly. Anyway, back to our main agenda. Right then, flying to the past. Interesting, let's see. Actually, yeah, now that I remember back, I did watch already the character trailers for both Lucy and Kakania. But man, that's been like 7-8 months ago. Let's see what this is gonna be. Flying to the past. Interesting music. Interesting background. Where is she? Huh. Okay. Also, this is gonna be one of the old character stories. I see already the old survey format back. All right. Glory days in Lisbon. Interesting. And once you have tasted flight, you will walk the earth with your eyes turned skyward. For there you have been, and there you would return. Interesting analogy. Why would that be at the beginning? Coasts, Lisbon, 1835. Okay, I'm just gonna spitball an idea right now, because I don't know the origins of Lucy outside of that she is the piston. She may be a piston out of a out of the engine of a plane? That would be funny. But wait, 1835, that would... don't think that would make sense. Anyway, the air smells of lemon and bay leaves. The wind roars in from the Atlantic, but no sails wait to catch it. A military blockade sits anchored at the mouth of the harbor. No ship inside is to depart without permission. It is summer, in the year 1835, and the people of Lisbon, still recovering from years of brutal civil war, are anxious once more. The Queen has banned all passage from the city to the New World. Above the Forbidden Sea, only the skies offer a possibility of escape.
Jemina.
Okay. In 1835, in her full robotic form? Okay. Are you ready, Jimena?
Ready.
3, 2, 1. After the mechanical woman finishes her countdown, her able pilot takes a deep breath and opens her arms. Artificial wings of metal, wood, and leather deploy out from her back. Flapping them like a bird, she runs forward toward the water and takes a flying leap.
Lucy.
Yes, Lucy, we did it! I'm flying! I'm flying, just keep it steady, just... Uh-oh. Splash! The bird dives sharply into the water. 9 seconds.
Good.
An improvement over last time. Do you need any assistance?
Thank you.
No, thanks. She moves to unfasten the wings before noticing a crab perched on her shoulder. Returning it to the sand, she crumples down beside it and sighs. It appears the primary difficulty is power. The wind is not strong enough, or more precisely, we are not generating sufficient lift. With further optimization, we should be able to extend your flight time. This model took a whole month to complete, and it only flew 3 more seconds.
I don't understand.
Is it ever going to work? That had to be crazy to spend his life like this. A gaggle of boys nearby had watched her from their boat. They laughed as she fell, and are still laughing. The girl shoots them an icy glare, a piercing bolt that hits them one by one until each wisens up and turns back to their fishing.
I am pleased.
3 seconds represent a 50% improvement in performance. If you take that into consideration, our progress has been remarkable. Didn't take you for an optimist.
I see.
Please, you should get yourself into some dry clothes. I believe I have identified the primary issues with the current design. Great, at this rate, we might make it from the Cape to the shore in, about 100 years or so. If only I could reach the other side of the ocean this very moment. Just think how it would be to fly all across the Atlantic and land on the shores of New England. We should head back. Coming! Bundling up the soaked machine, the girl and the mechanical woman head back toward the city. In the distance, the line of warships have resumed patrolling the harbor, their sails jutting up from the water like the fins of hungry sharks. Interesting start. Interesting setting. Port Lisbon, 1835. Okay. As the midday hours turn toward the afternoon, the city begins to bustle with activity once more. So, what was the problem you talked about? The wind can't lift me. What does that mean? Am I too heavy? Do you think I'm fat? Have you ever seen kids playing with kites? All I need is a good running start, and the wind just takes them up far into the sky. How about we skip birds and just make a great big man-sized kite? I mean, that's a better idea. They walked together, talking and laughing, their doomed flight soon forgotten, the warmth and energy of Lisbon's streets lifting their spirits where wings had failed. The mechanical woman, however, gives no response. She's replaying the experiment within her metal brain, analyzing it detail by detail.
I recommend this instead.
We need a pair of secondary wings installed 4 inches from the second joint. They would unfold after the primary set in order to balance the lifting force of the wind across your body. Are you even listening to me? The would-be pilot jumps into the mechanical woman's way, arms planted on her waist. The structure of a kite is extremely lightweight. So you are calling me fat? I am merely asserting that a great woman is much heavier than a toy made from wood and paper. A kite has a very limited payload, and it cannot be directed while in flight. Our model must be able to do much more than that. An argument breaks up their conversation. From the slope ahead comes a stiff warning and a slurred response. A squad of soldiers lead their latest catches out from the tavern, driving them away down the street.
Not good.
Looks like the rumor is true. They're hunting the smugglers' accomplices in the city. Or whoever they've decided is an accomplice.
Is that so?
It seems to
No
have...
matter.
The random voice lines. It seems to have little bearing on our situation. Doesn't it? Just look at what they... Just look at who they arrested. Ferdinand's the broken arm, Carlos the golden hand, and Alfonso the gill. Those are names and titles. The girl's face grows pale as she keens their faces out from the dark. All of them local Arcanists, no exceptions. Ah. Of course, why should it bother you? You're not a local. Her Majesty would never dream of being so unkind to foreigners. Besides, you have that letter of introduction from the computing center. Who would be so stupid to offend an honorable guest from Britain? Okay. Yeah, this is 1835, right? From Britain? But I'm not so lucky. If only I could fly, then if they ever came for me, I could laugh at them from the safety of the skies. There was no luck involved. The LCC sent me here with all the necessary documents to accomplish their interests. I suppose I had not considered that Arcanists here might not have the same privileges I do because of them. Returning to our work, where are the spare materials your father left? He kept them under St. George's Cathedral. It's on the east side of the city. Carrying the still dripping gear, the girl seems to forget her prior concerns, running ahead to lead the way. Keep an eye out for more of those soldados. We'll make a detour if we have to. Don't worry. We're going where the Queen and her dogs aren't likely to follow. However, it seems Her Majesty's dogs have already caught their scent. Uh-oh. Quiet. I believe that soldier may be an issue. Jimena heeds the warning, passing the wet contraption over to Lucy. Actually, wait, how did she say the name? You did say it in the first sentence, didn't you?
Jimena.
Jimena, okay. Where were we? Jimena heeds the warning, passing the wet contraption over to Lucy.
Shh, quiet.
I'll meet you at the second junction, past the checkpoint. Good luck. She whispers her instructions and disappears into a narrow alleyway. The sight of a mechanical woman holding a strange dripping machine cannot help but attract attention. Stop! What have we got there? But if you must know, metal, wood, leather, fabric... Sense of humor? Not to mention a badge bearing two lions that signifies an empire on which it is said the sun never sets. It is a device. Wings. Wings. The soldier's eyes bulge as he contends with the information, before signaling for her to move along. The mechanical woman continues on unhurriedly toward her rendezvous. He didn't question you? What did you say to him? How come he just let you go? He only inquired as to what I was carrying, and I replied, honestly, wings. I guess he took you for a weirdo and let you go. You're not exactly what these dogs are hunting for anyways. Anyway, we'll reach the cathedral soon. It's in a spot underneath the pulpit. Well, if no one has cleared it out yet. Why would anyone do that? The poor are short of everything here. Metal for cookware, fabric and leather for clothes, and wood for their hearts. Hearts? Wait, wood for their hearts? Wood for their hearts, okay. Okay, anyway. They'll use whatever they can to get their hands on. I just hope it's still there. I want to fly, to finish what he started so he can rest, and so I can escape this place.
No.
We still have many problems to solve before we get there. A compiling set. But these problems can be handled, shaped, like pruning the buds on a tree, solving them one by one until we reach our goal. And it's taken us a whole month to solve just one. Maybe you've got that kind of time to spare, amiga. Not me. Your father spent 10 years just to get us here. And he gave everything he had to this project.
I don't understand.
Yes, he did.
Yes, but...
Was it worth it? Will it ever be worth it? I know it was his dream and mine, but it feels impossible or so far away. I'll never live to see it. When they first introduced the locomotive, people laughed at it. It was slower than a horse and far less practical.
We have to do this.
Now they talk of building railways to connect cities across the continent. Look at their progress. Imagine what might come of them in the future. And this hunk of junk that's flown a whole 9 seconds? You think this is our future?
Correct.
I do. She answers without hesitation. The woman herself is a product of this unstoppable revolution. Alright, well, we're here. Let's see if we can find our way through this future with whatever is left of the past. Nice analogy. The two of them arrive at the ruins of a cathedral damaged in the war. A solitary statue of an angel remains, though it has lost its wings, and with them, it seems all holiness fell away too. I do hope the materials are still intact. There is a cellar underneath the pulpit. Go on ahead. I need to speak to a friend around here. Be right back. Interesting beginning. I wonder what this is gonna amount to. I'm also wondering right now, how long was Lucy around in this mechanical body form then? Did she already in 1835 have this mechanical shape? Like, I know that robots like mechanical bodies have been a thing for quite a longer while than what we know them from sci-fi stuff in the 20th century, beginning of 20th century. But interesting. Anyway, the blown away kite. Let's see. Familiar background. I mean, both backgrounds so far have been very familiar from other anecdotes. Well, from Anecdote specifically. It's quieter than she imagined. A kite.
Precisely.
She may be right to consider that. After checking the materials are still in reasonable condition, the mechanical woman begins to reimagine their design with the elements of a kite. Widen the bottom, narrow the top, and yes, we get a triangle. Triangle? A wider rigid base should improve their ability to catch the wind. She writes down her idea and looks over the design draft, and that must have been... Oh. That must have been left by Jimena. Jimena. That would allow the air to pass above and below the wings to improve lift. But what if the wind's heading changes abruptly? She writes down the question, pondering over the words a while before drawing a long curve along the draft.
I recommend this instead.
A feathered tail to maintain balance. That may work. The mechanical woman begins planning out the construction when an anxious voice breaks the silence of the room.
Lucy!
Jimena, what is going on?
Calm yourself. What is happening? They've locked down the whole port now. An escalation, but not an unexpected one.
Is that so?
I see.
No matter.
So, what does it have to do with us? They can stop ships, Jimena, but they cannot stop the wind. Let us just continue our work for now. Tomorrow we will go to the beach and have another try. The mechanical woman's determination is unchanged, even as her companion wavers. True flight must be achieved. They are heirs to a legacy that began in sketches from that enigmatic Italian genius, passed down through centuries, now standing on the cusp of realization. Oh, okay, so they're I was thinking this, but yeah, they're basing their wing design and stuff on Leonardo da Vinci's designs. Okay. That enigmatic Italian genius, huh? Okay. Now there are even more soldiers on the streets. Lucy, I'm afraid. The future of their project hangs on a thread. What is it that you are afraid of?
I'm planning to leave.
That they'll arrest me, Lucy, and only God knows what else. If I stay too long, that I'll never fly, never reach New England.
Damn it.
If I had only gone with Fernando when he left. Are we just going to leave these materials behind? Rough wrought metal pipes, wood, coal, leather, all kinds of materials prepared for the project, all lying hidden beneath this ruined place. This cathedral is a scar, a victim of the civil war that had swept through Lisbon not a few years ago, and even in this relatively intact cellar, it is far from an ideal workshop.
It will not be viable on a larger scale.
I believe that would not be a wise choice. Mr. Murdoch is very supportive of your father's project, as is the LCC. LS, Jesus. Am I dyslexic right now? LSCC. It was your father's letter that brought me here. We have had few ideas as groundbreaking as this in LCC since Mr. Watt. Okay, that's a very interesting name. So in this universe, Watt worked for the LSCC. Okay. James Watt. Some of my colleagues see him as my father. Oh, interesting. I had been part of his steam engine before my awakening. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So that's her origin, huh? She's related to James Watt. Ha. Okay. She remembers the strange thrill of her first moment of awareness, welcomed by a chorus of steam and whistles. Then I suppose he was in a way, don't you think? We're all built by our fathers, in one way or another. I remember how my dad lifted me up high into the air. He said that someday we'd fly into the sky together.
Yes, but...
It's a beautiful dream, but he's gone now. He traded his life away for 9 seconds.
I don't understand.
I'm not sure that trade will ever be worth it.
I am pleased.
Jimena, every second we have spent off the ground is a startling achievement, not just for you and your father, but for all of history. The little inventor frowns, weighing the costs of her dreams and her anxiety for the future. I wonder if they're gonna bring up the name of her dad, of Jimena's dad, because I'm very curious right now who it could be. So then, do you think I'll be able to use this to fly away and escape across the ocean?
No.
Very straight up. For the foreseeable future, the only way across the Atlantic is by ship. And with the port locked down, there's really no way at all.
Wait, there could be another way.
There may still be a chance. I have to speak to someone. I'll see you on the beach tomorrow. She scarcely finishes her thoughts before she's bounded up and out into the streets.
Jimena.
That's what she has been like, a gust of wind, always moving, flying too fast to see what lies ahead. Silence returns, broken intermittently by the rhythmic scratching of pencil on paper. A lighter alloy could lower the weight without reducing structural strength. Aluminum. Aluminum? We're gonna have problems. Sorry. It would work perfectly if only the material were not beyond unaffordable.
No.
No, not worth further consideration. Lost in her thoughts, Lucy manages to miss entirely the squad of soldiers as they enter the ruins and find her alone. As she marks down measurements and theories, they at last announce their presence. Yo, woman! Where is she? Could it wait for a moment? I'm in the middle of some calibrations. Soldiers surround her, yet she takes little notice. Please, senora, we don't want to cause any violence under God's roof, even in its current state. We only need to know where the smuggler's daughter has gone. The secondary joints
This
will be
is
under
sufficient.
the most stress. That will limit our maximum wingspan, unless we might add an additional set. She marks a spot on the draft with a circle. You're testing our patience, senora! A dagger pierces through the circle on the draft, pinning it to the table. She raises her head to meet the man. Jimena was right. He bears a striking resemblance to a snarling dog. There is no one else here. Who were you looking for again? The smuggler's daughter. I am
Completely wrong.
I am afraid you are what is the phrase barking up the wrong tree. No more funny business, senora. Give me her location now.
No.
A logical impossibility. I cannot give you what I do not possess. The soldier draws back the dagger roughly, ripping the draft apart. Asshole! Lucy picks the pieces up and calmly begins puzzling them together.
Please, allow me through.
Please, leave. You are wasting your time. She can sense their hesitation, their snarls starting to sound a little more like whines. All I have here is pencil and paper. There is nothing else, senor.
Is that so?
What about this, huh? You call that nothing else? The young soldier seizes the winged contraption, then throws it to the ground. Like a bull unleashed from its pen, he stomps over the breakable piece he can find. Any breakable. She's not here. Let's go! Vamos, rapido! Her uninvited guests file out, tails between their legs, leaving the mess they've caused behind. Wordlessly, the wings are picked up from the ground and placed onto the table. It will be repaired, just as it had been many times before. The mechanical woman draws out some spare materials and begins her work. Oh boy. Alright. Okay. Well, I'm not familiar with the situation of Lisbon in 1835 and what was happening there, but interesting. Good God, the next scene is called Icarus. Well, I can see where this story is going towards. Okay. Curious. Curious how this is gonna go, huh? Alright, let's see. Oh?
They're all gone.
They're all gone. Your father's materials proved useful. It will not take long to finish these repairs and make some adjustments. We will still be able to perform another test flight tomorrow. So it's not all bad news. Still, I have something to tell you. She stops, hesitating to continue.
I'm planning to leave.
Okay, she's leaving Lisbon.
I see.
And your flying machine? Leave it be. I'll take it and our drafts to the New World and continue the project there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have no further need of me then?
That's not what I meant.
If that means the project can be completed without further distraction, then I suppose I should welcome it. Congratulations, Jimina. The mechanical woman stops her work abruptly and turns to her would-be test pilot. I've made a deal to secure my way out of here. I'm going to the beach. There'll be a boat waiting for me there.
You should consider.
And you will be going to the New World? That would be unwise. You have access to many more resources here in Europe. To start over in New England would cause unnecessary delays. And you'd have me stay in Lisbon, where I could be arrested at any time? So you will leave, even if that puts the project in jeopardy? The mechanical woman's words sound like an accusation. I'll take all the materials with me, and our drafts. A delay maybe a long one, but nothing I can't handle. I'll be fine. Her confidence fades. Besides, this is my father's legacy. My father's, not yours. You're only here because of him. This is my decision to make. It's my dream, our dream. The words taste like a lie. She's scared. Yep. She's scared that something might happen to her, and maybe even an extension that something might happen to Lucy if she keeps hanging around her. This just feels like a... I'm subtly, in quotes, trying to tell you, please don't associate yourself with me anymore. You'll be safer this way. Your father built you a dream, just like Mr. Watt's done for me. He wanted me to leave the laboratory, to meet more people, to listen to them, and understand their ideas, their imaginations. By the way, just to mention this, I don't remember if it was mentioned, because I only have experience from Lucy through mostly main story. And I don't believe I've ever looked at her... I can't remember, it's been so many episodes. I don't remember that I've ever looked into her like character details and stories written on that, so I don't remember that. I think this will be a good episode actually to do that in. Because I would have done that anyway at the end, like usual, but okay. He believed in the power of human cooperation, that an idea could be passed from hand to hand, like a torch or an ember, across generations. She points at the core of her body. The very idea had come to life in her.
Do not worry.
Thanks in part to our cooperation, our project has already come as far from where it started. That's true, but things have changed. If there were more glimmers of success, something I could hold on to, maybe, but
What difference does it make?
what's the difference between 6 seconds and 9? Lucy packs the wings wordlessly and walks to the door.
Lucy!
Our time is limited.
The wind is nearing optimal conditions. We should seize this final opportunity to test our work before you go. Alright, she's not giving up. How much longer is she gonna fly now? With our current technology, wind alone will not provide sufficient force to lift a human in a sustained or directed flight. But a controlled glide may be possible with the right materials. Despite knowing that they will soon part, the only thing they can speak about is their project. Like a windmill? Or a water wheel? Will it use steam, like your power source? Perhaps. A steam engine would generate a great deal of force, but it would be far too heavy to be feasible. There is one more option. Arcanum.
No. No!
You mean arcane skills? No, absolutely not! She goes pale as if the idea had conjured some long-forgotten nightmares.
I concur.
A wing glider would be the perfect thing for Flutter Page. And her arcane skill, wouldn't it? I know. Arcanum could not be a long-term solution.
It will not be viable on a larger scale.
It would be impractical to have an Arcanist stand by for every flight, after all. I don't think you really understand what other Arcanists go through in this world. What do you mean? As you no doubt heard from those soldiers, my family were smugglers. Or really, all we did was predict the direction of the wind and sea conditions. For fishermen, sailors, and for smugglers too. My father was guiding a ship out. He went with them this time, I guess, to buy some fancy new materials. But something went wrong. There was a storm. The survivors called him a Jonah. Jonah, Jesus. They decided it was his fault. Her face falls, looking stuck somewhere between anger and grief.
No.
Your father did not control the weather. He only predicted it. He should not have been blamed. That was ignorance. Superstition. Like sailors that refuse to look back as they leave port. Their motions have no true impact on the safety of the ship. It is only a mistaken belief. You don't understand, Lucy. They do it because looking back means they are not ready to leave, and the sea is quick to punish those that cannot face it.
Jemina.
I mean, it's still... still not... yeah, whatever. The sea does not punish. It has neither feelings nor intelligence. It cannot know, nor would it care. But the sailors do. Superstition is only a false comfort. True, but it still is a comfort to a lot of people. But a comfort they'll still value against the vast and unpredictable sea. We can't help ourselves, humans and Arcanists alike. But it has no value at all. How much effort and time is wasted on these useless ceremonies? It could be more efficiently used for securing ropes or advancing marine technology. A sailor can't do his job properly if he's thinking of home. If nothing else, people gain courage from their beliefs. They would be able to feel more courageous if they focused on gaining experience and properly utilizing technology. Everything else is simply mechanistic. Mechanistic fate. Luck, not belief. True, but we are humans. We do need that. It gives us comfort. Random luck at that. It couldn't be controlled, only computed. But as luck would have it, at that moment, lights spring up from the other side of the beach, carried by soldiers moving swiftly toward them. Uh-oh.
Over there!
There, on the beach!
Not good.
No, not the boat. No, the boat is late. She realizes as she says it, it isn't late. It was already gone, along with any other boat that has a chance of getting through the tightening blockade.
Where's my ship?
Where are they? The panicked Arcanist scans her eyes across the sea, picking out distant shadows of sails speckled against the horizon. They must be a mile out from her and gaining distance fast. And behind her, marching boots thud over the sand, gaining ground just as quickly.
I recommend this instead.
There is still something we can do. Let me see the machine. True scientific achievement will have to wait, but this will provide a temporary solution. The light of arcane skill flashes as Lucy's piston starts to churn. She pours out a blast of steam, causing the wings to stiffen and change into an iron-gray metal. What is this? You never told me you could do anything like this. What did you do to it?
Doing?
Perhaps.
This may be strong enough to keep you in the air, but I cannot make any guarantees. Jemina dons the new metallic wings, flapping them like a fledgling eager to take off. Control your altitude and aim as best as you can for the nearest boat. You must lie flat and keep your body parallel to the water. What if I fall?
Precisely.
Then they may catch you, but you will be caught if you stay here. Time to fly, little chick. Lucy is right, there is only one way out, and she must take it. Nervous feet find their pace, she runs toward the sea. Extending her wings, she leaps with all her strength up and over the water. Arms open, body flat, and stay balanced. Lucy! The wind lifts her up, surely and steadily. Jimina's stomach churns. There she is, flying! Stomach churns as she makes for the horizon, chasing toward the bare outlines of masts against the setting sun. From the beach, there is no more sign of the little pilot. No way to know whether she landed safely. Against all odds, the mechanical woman finds herself hoping her friend... No, this is all scrolling again. Hoping her friend did not look back. Oh. Uh-huh. About that, huh? Okay. Where were we? The mechanical woman finds herself hoping her friend did not look back. A seabird skims over her from the darkness of the sea towards the lights approaching from the beach. Jimina's flight is a little unsteady at first, but she flies. No one can take that from her now. And there was something else. She has flown the coop, gentlemen. And you just let her go? I am under no obligation to catch her. Besides, how could I? Aye, find her! Swim if you got to. Vamos! The soldiers pay the woman no mind as they rush up the ridge to get her a better view. Nor does she mind them. Her little bird is long past where they could reach her. Though arcane skill was not how either of them had envisioned achieving it. Hey, you achieved it. The mechanical woman heads back toward the city walls, lost in thought, scarcely noticing the blaring horns ringing out across the port. We have tried so many designs. A variety of materials, shapes, structures, countless formula adjustments, and yet only arcane skill proved sufficient. A shortcut. One wholly unreliable in any practical application.
She performed within acceptable parameters.
They had made so much progress, only to part without a solution. Jimina, that frightened little bird, she could not blame her, though she wanted to. Only so she could escape and leave her with nothing, not even a working theory. Crackling shots ring out from the beach, the soldiers firing vainly into the sky as their captain rages. But Jimina is way beyond sight now, and the reach of their shot. As if to bring her back to her senses, a tiny crab crawls out of the sand and snaps at her feet. You want me to step aside? Am I right? Your chitin is certainly harder than most things, but no match for metal. An anthropoth of your size simply does not have the size or strength to damage me. She catches the crab gently, scanning it for a moment before allowing it to scurry away into the sea. It disappears beneath the waves, just as her friend did in the evening sky, never to come back. I'll let you cheat, but to find a real workable solution, there will be a price to pay.
It will take time, determination, and courage. Jimina.
And now you chose to give up, Jimina. Well, maybe her descendants can continue. You didn't tell me what the surname is of this woman. Alright, interesting. Is this story gonna be jumping, considering that this arc kinda now finished, is this story gonna be jumping through like different times maybe? Let's see. Metropolis. Like the movie? Like that old ass black and white movie. Okay, familiar background. Victor's Workshop 1908. Okay, we did jump ahead. Victor, how much gasoline is left? Enough for a few tests, but we'll run out by next weekend. Don't worry, our investors will send us another barrel before that. Still, we'd best use it sparingly. The stuff is expensive. The engineer turns the page on his calendar, staining it with oil. Several drafts are pinned to the wall, each marked with notes and proposed changes. 1908, huh? Oh, is this gonna be the creation of the first gasoline engine? Did Lucy in this world have like a hand in creating some of the most influential inventions in human history? That would be kind of funny. This pipe will not be enough. It may warp if the temperature is not controlled. There is no guarantee of stable heat transfer. Perhaps we should add an outer casing to improve its strength.
Victor.
What do you think, Victor?
No.
Oh, now you're interested in my input? Sure, if you don't want to ask someone else, maybe one of your nutjob colleagues.
We have to do this.
The LSCC does not have any staff to spare for this project. I'm afraid you will have to do it. It has been 6 months since she heard about the engineer's project, the development of a true powered wingsuit. And dropped everything to join it. This is where we are again, okay. So still pursuing flight, huh? This fuel tank will be too small for a flight of any significant duration. Not that it matters. Our engine is already severely limited by our materials and weight requirements.
We must continue our efforts.
But we can still give it a try. Our current improvements should meaningfully increase our flight time. The mechanical woman turns to the wall and unpins several unneeded drafts.
This is all meaningless.
Meaningful? I doubt we'll manage more than a few extra seconds. They're expecting results. Real results. They aren't going to pay for a few seconds. If the company pulls out, we'll have to terminate the project.
Damn it!
And they've been delaying pay. They've been delaying payday a little more each month. Think they're trying to tell us something?
Do not worry.
We have made progress. Our situation is not as grim as you make it out to be.
Are you giving up?
You can't be serious!
Give up? No way! You don't know how much I've spent on this project already. Now, if I were smart, I would have never taken up this crazy scheme in the first place. There have been attempts before, Victor. Yeah, I know. I remember these stories from when I was a kid. Granny flew like a bird, or from Europe. Well, it's a descendant. I was thinking that. Okay. Well, maybe she did figure it out, but she didn't think to write it down before she croaked. And there have been plenty of others that have tried since. Did even one of them succeed? No, not a single goddamn one! So here I am, about to be the last one to make the same damn fool mistakes. Maybe the last. A moment of bitter clarity strikes the engineer.
No,
The last one? Of course not.
you are not the last.
Why would you think that? The dream of flight? No. I cannot imagine humanity ever giving up on it. You are very persistent about flight. You are very persistent about flight, Lucy. What is the catch here? What are we getting to in this story? Are you aware this pointless debate has culminantly wasted 3 hours, 48 minutes and 19 seconds of our time just this month?
you should consider.
Time you might have spent better on checking these wings. Don't tell me what to do, Ironhead. The engineer walks away, muttering unclear but targeted complaints until he pivots. Until he pivots and returns back to the wings. Returning to my original query, I am concerned that heat from the exhaust will compromise the integrity of this piping. Why not cool it down with water or something?
No.
A rapid shift in temperature would cause the pipe to explode. I admit that it is unlikely that this could occur during the course of our current maximum flight time. However, I suggest a change of material to avoid potential issues as we extend its duration.
No.
That's not an option. We've only got what we've got.
Explain.
Why? We could greatly increase our efficiency, not to mention safety. Because our investors asked us to. They want a model for mass production. Our top priority is to give them confidence, otherwise they will cut our funding. Cut our funding, a threat that's looming ever nearer. Do you know how long those Wright boys are keeping their contraption in the air now? Okay, yeah, so this is taking place around the same time as the brothers Wright and their first flying machines, first planes. We're losing our only opportunity to make something of this project. The only opportunity?
Victor.
That is not true, Victor. Even if they were 3 to 5 years ahead of us, it would make no difference. We are heirs to the work of centuries. I wonder right now if this is gonna... if this whole project is gonna culminate not in wingsuits, but maybe in the, like, broom-like flying machines that Arcanists like Lila are using in the future. Besides, we are not precisely direct competitors.
That will not be necessary.
They have produced a rigid wing aircraft, not a single-person wingsuit. There is room for both concepts. Centuries? 3 to 5 years ahead of us? How many 3 to 5 years are there before I'm dead and gone?
What good will it do?
You're wrong, Luce. You're wrong, Luce. If they bring that thing of theirs to the market first, they win. In this business, winner takes all, pal. And loser gets nothing, literally nothing. Even if we are not commercially successful, our work will not be meaningless, as long as we advance scientific knowledge. Yeah, maybe that's enough for
This is
you.
all meaningless.
For your egghead pals at LSCC. There's no glory in second place, Luce. No fame, no money, not a red cent. He seizes up, as if his rage is bubbling up under his skin, ready to explode.
Victor.
Calm yourself, Victor. Go get the car. We will have a test flight at the parking lot in 2 hours. Didn't Ellery tell you not to bark orders at me? Sorry, Miss Luce. I'm just frustrated. I'm on a short fuse these days.
Good.
We should focus on our work, Victor. Uh-oh. The telephone rings. Victor runs towards the phone, slipping over the slick oil. He's half cursing as he picks up the receiver. Damn it. Yes, hi. Hello, yeah. This is Victor speaking. How can I...
It's most regretful.
Mr. Victor, we deeply regret that we must speak to you due to some recent developments with our competitors. We've been forced to reassess your project, and we've come to the conclusion that it is no longer economical for us to maintain our involvement.
No.
Economical? What do you mean? Simply put, we will be no longer providing any further funding or material support. Given the growing success of your competitors and your own lack of results, it appears there is no longer a viable future for this project.
Good luck.
We appreciate your understanding in all of this. You will be hearing from us if we require your services in the future. Hey, don't hang up! What the hell are you saying? Hey! Hey!
Damn it!
Bastards!
What is going on?
Good news and bad. Which one do you want to hear first? You look pale. Tell me the good news first. The good news is we don't have to listen to those ignoramuses we called investors anymore. The bad news is they're out. I see. So, they have abandoned the project? In a manner of speaking. But we have not abandoned it. The engineer sits down on the oily stool, head in palms, inadvertently smearing oil all over his hair. I mean, some people put oil in their hair to slick it back, even though it's not machine oil, but you know. I've got some friends to call. They might be able to salvage this mess.
Good. In the meantime, perhaps we should take a break. Would you like some coffee?
What? Coffee? Nah. Thanks, Luce. But I'm not taking a break. This is it. It's over.
Oh?
It was a fool's dream, Luce. Leave the flying to the birds and those damned Wright brothers. I'm talking about selling off all of this junk. It might cover up part of our losses still.
Are you giving up? Are you that easily defeated? We still have sufficient materials to improve on our current design.
Oh, sure, and what about the one after that? Experiment after experiment, how many more times do we gotta fail before I wisen up? And what's the use? Even if they could do it, we're already too late.
Come on, go get the car. We can run the experiment on the beach.
On the beach again?
No. No, actually, we should go to the Charles River.
What are you up to?
The wind coming off the river will be steadier.
He moves to get up, but sinks down, unsure of his next move, looking like a ship tossing in a storm. One less run then, for all time's sake.
No. It will not be our last.
Yeah. Let's hope. Anyway, you're right. The river is best. We'll have more attention there, provided we get off the ground.
Precisely. This is the right decision. It would be irresponsible to give up before attempting all other possibilities.
She would not give up again. Her words conjure up an old memory. A friend from years ago. A friend from years ago in the distant past. Of the last time she had shared this path with someone. And how superstition and fear had taken it away from her just before they reached their dreams. Their obstacles here are far less significant. The only thing that stands in her partner's way now is his own ego and greed.
Just think back on how much progress we have made.
Alright, we'll stick to the plan. But if we're taking the river, he'll have to fly. I can't swim.
Not a problem.
Is she light enough? not shaming, but she's made out of metal. Great. I'll get the car and call the reporters. Let's hope we get the headline tomorrow. Okay. Interesting. I'm really curious where this story's headed. What the conclusion of this is gonna be. Air farce, huh? Okay. Let's see this. At the river, I'm guessing? Yeah, Charles Riverbank, 1908. Alright. It's a beautiful day, and many people have gathered along the river to enjoy it. The spirit of this moment in time feels intensely hopeful. Humans have conquered darkness with electric lights, and distance with the chug of locomotives. What will come next? Will they conquer the sky and beyond? If nothing else, they feel assured the future is bright. Ladies and gentlemen, make way, please. Are the spotlights ready? I'll pay, Sam. Trust me for once. Thank you, sir. This won't take long, I promise. 30-minute stops, and I'll be out of your way. Victor has become 1 part engineer and 2 parts showman, frantically lining up equipment and impatient reporters at the same time. I promise you, gentlemen, soon you will possess the most memorable and valuable photos of the century. Forget the headlines of the Sun. This is history. Pardon me. I need a moment to talk with my lovely assistant. The engineer wipes off his fake smile as quickly as he turns, running over to help Lucy unload the metal frame.
The assembly time should be approximately 5 minutes.
Yeah, great. I just got a brilliant idea, Luce.
Yes, I am listening.
Okay, that was voice. We both know we can't afford another failure. The engineer glances around and hushes his voice. Our current model still has some problems to be solved, so why don't you just use that arcane skill of yours to spruce her up, you know?
Really? You mean you want me to change its mechanical structure to make the experiment work?
Yes, exactly what I mean.
No. I refuse.
What? Why? What?
It is unreliable. First, you must remember there are limits to my arcane skill. I may run out of time, and it is possible it will not work.
The odds are already stacked against us in the first place. What could it hurt, even if it fails?
Victor. It would be impossible for me to enchant every suit once our model is put into mass production. Without even mentioning that it would be impossible to enchant them each time they were needed. It will not be viable on a larger scale. Arcane skills simply do not work that way. Our goal is a stable, reliable, and practical model. Who would buy anything less?
She focuses on the future, not the present, hoping to appeal to the engineer's true desire.
Now, you should consider. You have my reasons. Please assist me with the wings.
Do you have that head of yours screwed on wrong? Or do you really not get that our project is done if we fail again? Luce, it's real simple. Enchant the engine, go up and have a little fun in the sky, then come back down and greet the reporters when they come to take photos of you. Our investors will change their minds. Hell, they'll beg us to continue. Then we'll have all the money we could ever want to make this hunk of bolts really work. And once we actually finish it, Luce, buddy, we'll have stacks as high as Rockefeller.
What good will it do? Okay, but why would we want a pile of paper?
Sadly, Luce, you need the paper to continue with this work. Sadly. That's all I've ever wanted. Money, he wants money, apparently. Ever since I found these old rafts while cleaning up my old Nan's house.
Victor. Your motivations notwithstanding, this project has a promising future. That is all I know.
Victor throws the draft to the ground in a huff. Lucy picks them up and returns them to the car.
We still need these.
Like hell we do. The engineer storms away, but as he enters sight of the crowd, he puts on his fake smile as cool as he can be. It's smaller than he'd hoped.
Victor, please ask the crowd to disperse. There may be unexpected dangers. I do not want anyone to be hurt.
You heard it, lady folks. My assistant is meticulously careful and considerate, even though our invention is completely safe. Still, as a practical humanist and a thorough scientist, she's always taking even the rarest and most extreme worst-case scenario into consideration. But I do really have to emphasize rarest. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's witness the latest creation of Victor's workshop, the fantastic wingsuit. Press one button and control the wings with a simple lever. That's all it takes to fly right up into the sky.
No. Hold on, Victor. We are not quite ready. There is some turbulence in the air. We should delay for a short while until it passes.
Excuse us, friends. I'm afraid we need to adjust our equipment just one last time to make sure it runs smoothly. Please give us just 2 more minutes. Hey, what circus are you from, pal? Victor's Workshop of Boston, sir. We're not a circus or some arcane swindlers. A pair of iron wings installed on a robot's back? Sure sounds like a clown act to me. Go on, let's see it then. What can she do? We can't keep waiting loose. The crowd's turning on us.
I am on standby until the right wind arrives. You appear anxious. Why is that?
A ship floats past them on the river, its passengers gawking at the scene.
No.
Because we need to take off now, or all those very nice folk out there are going to leave, and our last chance for fame and fortune goes with them.
Is that so? No matter.
What does that mean for the project?
What good will it do?
What good does that spotlight do for our experiment? Will the people gathering by the river help us optimize our wingspan, our power source?
You're being difficult.
What good will it do?
What's the point of this experiment if no one is here to see it?
The point is that we put our work into perfecting this machine. Is that not point enough? Even if something does go wrong, it will give us a chance to analyze and fix it. That is the point. Humans have dreamt of flying in the wind since before even the first kite flew into the air. And now our achievements in material science and the development of the internal combustion engine have laid the foundation for us to make this dream a reality.
Victor.
What do we lose even if we fail again, Victor? We have failed 100 times. What is so terrible about one more?
Well, from a machine standpoint, it probably doesn't mean anything. You just keep going. But from a human standpoint, it's very demoralizing. The engineer has no answer for her. The moment turns as a swift westerly wind blows across the riverbank. That's your wind, Luz. Go on. Move, move, move. Good luck.
It is in the hands of fate now.
Oh boy. The mechanical woman pulls the device over her silvery arms. Now a bird with iron wings, she walks to the edge of the riverbank and presses a button as a jet of air erupts behind her. No signs of arcanum, only the mechanical rumble of human technology.
I am pleased.
We have done all we can. I have a feeling that this time we will succeed.
You ready? Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your eyes, for you are about to bear witness to the greatest invention in human history. Where Icarus failed, we succeeded. Now, mankind will take to the skies just as easily as the birds. Like her friend ran toward the sea those many years ago, Lucy spreads her wings and leaps from the riverbank.
Wow!
Hey, that was a jump! She jumped! Come on, do any of you think that stupid contraption is going to fly? That is a roar. Where many expected a splash, they hear instead a roar as the engine pulls her up and over the surface of the water.
No.
Oh, the red light.
There appear to be some unexpected instability.
Look, look! She's rising, folks! There's no more glide. There's no... Up, 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 up. That's no mere glide, but 100% genuine powered flight! Up and onwards! The engineer stares out at the silvery bird as it holds just above the river surface. Sweat drips off his forehead, and the yellow draft paper in his hand is now a crumpled ball, but he turns back to the crowd.
Victor.
Let me tell you folks, this thing is safe, stable and reliable. Why, even a child may pilot it after a few short lessons. Imagine it, faster than an airship, more convenient than a locomotive, and cheaper than an automobile.
Victor.
He's not listening to her. Gentlemen, I ask you now for just a small investment, one small payment, to put yourselves in front of the most important invention of our time. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a piece of the future. Seize it now. Fame and fortune await.
Victor.
Something is wrong.
He's not listening. The engine begins to sputter and cough, no longer moving forward. The buffeting wind pulls her... And splash. Pulls her into a tumble. Your future just took a nosedive, pal.
She fell in the water!
She hit the water and that could have killed somebody. The engineer turns white, slowly wrenching his head toward the splash. Well, you weren't listening, buddy. You weren't listening.
No.
The iron bird pulls herself up to the riverbank. Yes, to the riverbank and drops her wings.
I believe that I have found our problem. Our engine is not providing sufficient downward thrust to keep us in the air, even with the aid of wind.
It will not be viable on a larger scale.
There are also many extraneous parts. We could significantly streamline the design to improve our fuel efficiency. If we can improve the overall power output...
Yeah, well, good luck with that, Luz. I'm out. No one is going to invest after today. Not a penny.
It's a waste of time.
It's a money pit, and I'm tired of digging it. No chance I'm going to see a profit, not in 10 years, not in 100. The mechanical woman dries herself and walks to the engineer as he mopes on the ground. They deserve a better ending.
Are you giving up?
So, you give up? We got this close, and you just want to walk away?
It isn't worth it, partner.
Seems like it, don't it? Victor ends his last attempt with a heaving sigh. Pulling his hat down over his face, he walks out into the crowd and doesn't return.
This is only another failed result.
We have found another avenue for improvement.
This is nothing more than a minor setback. An unsuccessful experiment is not a critical failure.
The good old saying of if you do an experiment 1,000 times and it fails 1,000 times, it's still a result. It shows you all the way it can fail, huh? The crowd is dispersing now, and Victor has disappeared with them. Flying is a beautiful dream, but dreams do nothing for a man with an empty wallet and a growling stomach.
You only ever saw what you could reach in one grasp, Victor. But it takes more patience than that if you really want to touch the sky.
Again, Lucy, nice analogy, but even if, you know, people who work on stuff kind of want to see their work succeed in their lifetime. It's very rare to find a person who is gonna be settled with someone else will take this over and finish it off in the future. Not saying there are not people like that, but they are very rare. But he is gone. The random movement of fate... Oh, so much auto-scrolling. The random movement of fate has left her alone once more. But that will not stop her.
Like many before him, he was terrified by the difficulties ahead and changed his course, like those mountaineers who turned from the marathon long before they reached its peak. But I know there will be others, those behind him, that will climb higher than he had ever imagined.
True. I mean, yes. People will be inspired by his work and will continue his work. I wonder though if it's gonna be his own family that is continuing this work now. To be fair, the next node is called Inherited Wings. So who knows? Let's see. Is it gonna be his family members continuing this? Floridian branch of space.
Thank you.
Of the Space Center? Oh, I cannot read that anymore. Okay, right.
On behalf of the Space Center, we really want to thank you for your service these past years, Madam Lucy.
Please?
I brought you a few brochures for you to look over with some great vacation spots. Sunny beaches, high-class resorts, you'll have lots of things to do.
She accepts the offered papers gracefully, but there is no real joy in it for her. A holiday resort is no different to her from a quiet office with an adequate power supply.
Of course.
Oh, and I influenced the schedule for the moon landing broadcast. Didn't want you to miss it.
Actually, now that I think about it, what year was it on the thing at the beginning? All right, it is 1969. So yeah, they're talking about the first manned mission to the moon. Okay.
Would you ring the Bayshore High School for me? I need to talk to Miss Joanna. I am sure she will be in her office now. Okay.
Uh-huh. Who is that now? Alright. Yeah.
Hello.
Joanna,
Hello, Miss Joanna. I am letting you know I will arrive later today.
She looks up at the clock.
Shortly before dusk. Yes. See you later. Okay, I'll wait for you here.
Lucy hangs up without another word. There are one for formalities.
I will need a ride to Bayshore. Sure, I'll arrange for a car to pick you up outside the center. How long will it take to get there?
I think that...
Less than an hour if the traffic isn't too bad.
Please?
And that shouldn't be a worry. The military has arranged a cordon all around the center.
I am pleased.
Good. I am glad to see that the Space Center remains as efficient as ever. You have prepared for everything with more than adequate redundancies. I am looking forward to witnessing this historic moment. I will also need my luggage and equipment brought to the car before I leave, if that will not be too much trouble.
Oh, okay. Interesting. From a wingsuit to a rocket. Bayshore Middle School, 69. Okay. Adolescents, even of the older variety, have always confused Lucy. The patterns of their behavior are unpredictable and frequently irrational. Right, kids. Lucy and kids. As she arrives, she is instantly reminded of that discomfort. The students begin flocking to her.
Whoa, a robot!
Hey, Jack, Annie, come and check it out! A real live robot!
Please allow me through.
Please.
The mechanical woman is surrounded by students, forming an impenetrable wall of questions.
Give her some space. Is that how any of you would greet a guest?
Joanna,
Oh, Joanna, you look healthy. Have you improved your diet and
Exercise regime. Oh, Lucy.
Is that robot for good to see you? Well, I'm glad you haven't changed too much from hanging around with all those brainiacs without me.
precisely.
A healthy body and a clear mind will improve performance in humans, and even I need regular maintenance. Without it, I might experience unnecessary component failures. Or, sorry, I mean to say, it is good to see you too.
Uh-huh.
Alright then, as for all of you, I'm sure you're eager to hit the beach. Grab your things and get going. I need a moment to speak to our guest. Off you go.
Alright. What significance does this lady hold now? Is she like another descendant of the family line?
These are their trophies. I know it's not as glamorous as working for the Space Center, but teaching has rewards of its own.
The trophies are not inconsiderable, and by the reaction of her students, she has most certainly achieved her own kind of success.
Happy to see you.
I am glad to see that you have found something meaningful to do after you left. And I'm happy to see you finally taking a break. I was beginning to think you'd be working until your wiring melted. As long as my power supply is stable, there should be no risk of damage to my wiring.
As if matching her statement, the lights begin to flicker in the building.
Probably just a generator. Don't worry your pretty metal head over it.
No.
Oh no, you should...
Relax.
Relax, Lucy. We've all gotten used to it. That space center of yours is a bit of a power suck, but a few flickering bulbs around aren't a bad price to pay for the moon. It shouldn't affect the broadcast, but we just have to hope the system can hold up until then. But that's why we always have a plan B, right?
I concur.
Agreed. People underestimate their value, but in an emergency, redundancies always prove their worth. But best not to leave it to chance.
What's the plan B?
Found it. Remember this?
They unfold a tattered old draft, a gift for Joanna to celebrate her retirement, one of the few human rituals she has come to value.
I am happy that our modern advances in aviation have, at least, made this project viable. But with my other work, I have not had any time to work on it. I am glad you have been able to make use of it. Well, I had a time you didn't, but you're the one that's really driven this project forward. Attending your experiments and record keeping are far from significant contributions. And it has been a long time since I have done even that.
What is your current progress?
Not as far as your rocket for certain, but we're making real progress.
Do not worry.
Invention takes time. I cannot fault you for lacking the same resources I have access to at the Space Center. It is remarkable just how much progress we have made even in the last decade. And it has been an international effort, even despite our differences. It is remarkable how much we have learned from the Soviet space program.
Yeah, true. That was how the American side learned things.
The competition starts as soon as someone takes the lead. The Baikonur Cosmodrome sent the first satellite above the stratosphere, and we sent the second one. Then they launched a manned rocket into space. We had to catch up with them, so we made our own. Now that they're aiming at the moon, Mars, and maybe the galaxy is next.
Unless you get faster than light travel, you are not getting... you're not really getting outside of this solar system. At any time soon. But nice, nice looking forward to that.
But we're not going to be left watching their exhaust this time. Now we're going to take the lead.
Also, theoretically speaking, faster than light travel is, from what I remember, theory-wise, even impossible to achieve. At least with current knowledge and standards. And physics. A prideful smile stretches over her face.
I appreciate your competitiveness.
It makes us work faster, think smarter, run farther. Once we
Joanna.
leave those first footsteps there, in the dust of another world, there is no telling how far humanity will run. There will be new footprints, new detectors, new astronauts, new bases, and then settlers. The Space Center has made plans for all of it.
Yeah, funny thing is, that all existed even back then. Like to get to a point where a moon base could be built. But because of stuff that went down, I think wasn't one of the Apollo missions, the last Apollo mission that went to the moon, that went in catastrophe, was a catastrophe or something, that was kind of like the last nail in a coffin or something for moon missions for a while. I mean, even to this day, we haven't gone back to the moon. There are plans right now to go back there. Actual plans, actual stuff being put in motion to go back to the moon properly. But yeah, we'll see how that works out. Her friend has turned back to the trophy case.
Jack and Peter are always competing with each other. They've pushed themselves so hard, and each time they fly a little higher and a little longer than the last time. I think near half of these are Jack's, and most of the rest are Peter's. I doubt they've gotten this far if the other wasn't there to push them another step.
Their awards tell the story as well as she could. Small increments gains iteration over iteration, but each victory was a badge of honor.
So, you have them working on the project too? I brought them on board as soon as they showed interest. The work is largely based on your designs.
All thanks to you.
That prototype you sent us served as an excellent model.
Very well.
Is that so? It had been shelved for a long time. Every once in a while, I would take it out again whenever I found a new technology or material that could be incorporated into the design. It has been the work of decades, centuries almost. I am very glad to hear you have made progress on it.
Lucy.
Only because you never gave up on it. A project should not be idly abandoned, not until all avenues of success have been exhausted. And that is a rare case. In fact, perhaps I am optimistic, but I think that such a case almost never happens.
Yep.
The only real challenge is in what projects deserve our time and resources. There is no way to judge everything. Sometimes other work must take precedent. That's why we share these ideas. What was it you always said? Like an ember passed from hand to hand. Come on, Lucy, let me show you what we've done with that ember.
Uh-huh. It was an uplifting invitation.
After 2 years, we're finally seeing these sparks take flame. Though it isn't much now, just something for them to play around with.
Are you sure?
You mean you have actually made something of my designs? How did you overcome the issues with fuel capacity? Were you able to find a rigid material capable of withstanding the drag force, one that is still flexible enough to allow the pilot to pivot in the air?
How long had she kept that ember? How many before them had thrown it away? But now it seems that it is burning once more.
Oh, Lucy, I'm sure you have a million questions, but let's just go and see our pilots in action.
Uh-huh. Okay. I swear, this is gonna turn around now and she's gonna tell her, we achieved it! But with Arcanist power. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, 7. Okay, so that's the last one. The fledglings. Oh, never mind, it's not the last one. Why didn't they let me drag it to the... whatever. Whatever. Okay, back on the beach. Beach, Bayshore Town, 1969. Birds swoop out over the water, flying east over the crashing waves. You know, the papers love writing crazy headlines about Florida. Like, ghost ship returns from the Atlantic. Lost warplane guided home by little green man. Winged man lands on Tampa Beach. I have heard them before. Our colleagues sometimes share their favorite over lunch. They would laugh so hard they spilled their coffee. It was always a mess afterward. Thanks, Lucy. Oh, this music now, okay. They say it's the Devil's Triangle. 3 points between our coast, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. You know, in this universe, the Bermuda Triangle being a real thing, I would actually not I would actually believe it. I would actually believe this thing being real.
I never considered them credible.
The waters in this so-called triangle are no more treacherous or magical than any other. People should be careful about separating truth from superstition. I mean, if she says it, I guess. Very funny. That would be actually, honestly, quite kind of like a very funny twist if the Bermuda Triangle is actually not something crazily influenced by some kind of arcane power or ley lines or some shit in this world. I would actually laugh my ass off. I do not doubt that you are more than capable of that. Of course I can, but I mean, that last story, I guess, I want it to be true. What if it is? I see. So you believe that a winged human appeared from the Atlantic and landed here? Well, it's just that after you gave me that draft from Uncle Victor. At first I thought we'd never get any further than he did. Okay, so yes, she is another descendant. But when I saw that, I thought maybe we can do it. Maybe it was fate? Fate. Fate has no direction in her view. Ascribing purpose or intention to a chain of events was just a flaw in human reasoning.
I never considered that. Victor.
I had insufficient time to work on it. So I gave it to you. That is all. Where your uncle failed, I had hoped you might succeed. There was no notion of destiny. I simply made a practical decision. And this winged man story is just sensationalist journalism. It was a coincidence. Say what you will. You may not believe in fate, but plenty of others, humans and Arcanists alike, do. Anyway, fate or not, you should see how far we've come.
I think you'll see that I'm the winner.
That makes it 1 minute and 8 seconds. I win.
How dare you?
Give me a break. That was 1 minute and 1 second. You were still on the ground when you started counting. Yeah, because we agreed to start counting as soon as the engine starts.
No.
That would be unwise. It is more useful to count only after you have achieved liftoff. Otherwise, your records may not accurately show your progress, sending you down the wrong path. The boys turn to the source of the stern yet encouraging voice. Wait, is that robot from it's that robot from before? Cool. Hey, everyone! Miss Joanna brought the robot here! Do you mean that your flight duration now exceeds a minute without aid from arcane skills? Simply astounding. You should be saying thanks. It was Miss Lucy who gave us the original prototype for our wings. Of course, thanks, Miss. Yeah, thanks, Miss Robot. Miss Robot. You've correctly guessed our biggest obstacle. Fuel. We tried enlarging the tank, but the heavier the weight in fuel and material, the less efficient it became. We just can't find a solution that allows for prolonged independent flight. But we're still confident, aren't we, gentlemen? It's far from perfect now, but that's fine. As you said, it's only a matter of time, and these kids have plenty of that. Think how far they'll have progressed by the time they reach my age. The world could be completely different, even from our wildest dreams. The march of progress has been undeniable, even contained to just the last century. From whale oil lamps and coal to gasoline and atomic energy, it is hard to imagine what will come next.
The television is a great example. It has only been around for 44 years. When it first released, it seemed as though it would never dethrone the cinema. Now it is a staple of modern life. People can hardly spend a day without their favorite shows.
And nowadays it's computers and smartphones and other smart devices where you just watch streaming shows, and modern television is kinda on the decline. Well, not really, but kinda. Are you talking about TV shows? Hey miss, do you know Captain James T. Kirk and Spock? Yes! Yes! Oh, my heart. My heart. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning Star Trek. Hell yeah, kid. That's a good one. Why did you ask her? It's a TV show, not real life, doofus. She's a robot, not an actress. Yeah, I know, she's a robot. That's why I figured she'd have to know about the best sci-fi show of all time.
Let's stop bothering Miss Lucy about her favorite shows, alright boys? Unless you'd like to spend tomorrow cleaning the school swimming pool? Sound like fun to you?
It is a half-joking threat, but enough to bring the boys in line.
That would be quite a shame. You would very likely miss the broadcast. I am very proud to say it is LCCC technology.
That S is so stupidly hard to pronounce in the middle of that. Am I the only one who struggles with pronouncing LSCC and keeps going LCC? Am I the only one? I might be the only one. Anyway, from the top.
I am very proud to say it is LSCC technology that was pivotal in constructing the signal boosting devices.
First, before we return to the classroom.
But for now, let me see the problem that you have been dealing with.
I was halfway expecting her to say that she likes Spock the most. Out of nowhere. That will make the most sense here. The mechanical woman walks toward the metal construct lying in the sand. Daniel and Annie and the others helped us move it out here. Yeah, we promised them everyone would get a try after we've ironed out the kinks.
We've hit our hard limit now. I've tried everything I could think of to help them.
Very well.
1 minute is already a remarkable achievement. Is this why you invited me here? Well, that and I miss working with you, Lucy. The switch was worth it, believe me. Still, I do miss some parts of my career and my colleagues. So think you can lend us a hand? I will attempt to do so. Is it still powered by liquid fuel? Until recently it was. We've actually been getting it straight from the Space Center, so it was about as high grade as you can get. But we've been toying with something else now. To cut the weight down, we switched to wired electricity.
Huh? Lucy scans over the beach, finding a long black cord connected from the machine back toward the nearby generator. Interesting, so they're trying to switch to a electrical motor. Interesting. But that might actually make it heavier. Also, very funnily, if I remember history correctly, then the actual first powered car engine, the actual first powered car engine was basically an electric engine. It was just because the combustion engine got also made, that was then also pushed by oil companies essentially. That is the one that actually made it through. If not for that, if I'm remembering correctly how it went, I might be misremembering, but yeah, if not for that, then we would technically have electric motors instead. Probably. Where were we? Finding long cable, yeah, okay. Anyway.
A wire that completely restricts your flight range. The length of the cord would determine your maximum radius.
You have made a kite.
You have created an electric kite.
Pretty much.
At least we replaced the thread with a wire. But you're right, it's nothing more than a kind of powered kite. They even call it that sometimes, but what else can we do? This was the only solution that gave us any kind of stable flight. Once unplugged, the battery can only sustain the engine for less than a minute.
Yeah.
I see. So it is not a matter of fuel, but rather of capacity.
A simple adjustment will resolve this issue.
She says. She produces a silvery metallic block from her coat, an emergency power source made from the miraculous fusion of arcanum and material science.
If your design has a T2 general slot, this battery may work as a substitute. Let me try.
She skillfully replaces the battery. Okay. Then unplugs the wings.
Try it again.
So what is it? A new battery? Is that going to be enough?
This is sufficient.
I am confident it will dramatically improve your flight time. However, I suggest you do not fly too high or too far away from the beach, at least until we know the precise power draw.
Joanna and the students crowd around the wings to see the new component.
I didn't know the Space Center had been working on battery technology. Actually, this is a product I developed with the LSCC in 1965.
It needs some additional help from an
An
arcane skill.
An Arcanist colleague there helped me complete this project. The arcanum imbued in it should allow it to ignore the usual physical limits of its material. I can only imagine what could be done with technology like that. Has it been released?
Right.
We have begun mass production. We are only waiting for official permission to make it publicly available. By harnessing arcanum, we are able to achieve a similar energy density to rocket fuel, but without the need for cumbersome tanks and piping.
Right. Okay, yeah. Is that a dynamo thing? Dynamo stuff? Probably, right?
Petroleum was a marvel of science that laid the foundation for modern civilization. That being the case, I believe that if arcane skills could be studied comprehensively and replicated, they might be capable of supplanting fossil fuel entirely.
Yeah, good luck going against the against the oil industry.
I always thought you refused to use arcane skills to enhance technology. I oppose the use of arcane skill only because it was unstable and not replicable at scale. However, if it can be incorporated into technology in a controllable and generalized way, it can work. The gap between arcane skills and human technologies is really not so different, no more than that between a human brain and a computer. One is created through genetic coding, while the other is created by digital coding. They are essentially the same.
I mean, sure. From that point of view, sure, technically the same, yeah, but there's a difference. There's still a difference. You know, a major difference.
If it were anyone else saying that, I'd have called them a nutjob.
Really?
Why? A fact remains a fact, regardless of who says it. And a mechanical device has the same function, no matter its user. That much is true, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. We still need to see the results of our test flight.
In a short time, the first brave pilot takes off on his aluminum, I hate it, aluminum wings. The students cheer as the stopwatch counts up to 60 seconds and then beyond.
It seems like a remarkable success. This will be the end of an era. No more competition, just fun. I think we can call our project completed. Well, only thanks to you. Do you want me to report this achievement to the Space Center? Or maybe the LSCC? Not quite yet. There's still room for improvement. So how long do you think that battery can last now? We will need to do further testing to determine that. However, I suspect it is an improvement by orders of magnitude. Then maybe I should call him down, just to be safe.
Sure, go ahead.
Jack, get back down! Danny, Peter, please clear the beach off for landing.
Reluctantly, the young man returns from the sky, making a steady landing on the sand.
Good.
10 minutes and 48 seconds. That makes for quite a new record.
That is a huge leap. Times 10.
I'm certain they'll have beat that handily before you know it.
Oh yeah. I really am curious now. Is this gonna be really the origin of the flying contraptions that that Lilia uses and stuff? Roaming through... I mean, they keep saying it's wings and everything. But didn't she say just in the cutscene just now that she took off the wings or something? Anyway, roaming through 1969. Alright, how are you finishing this? With the door. Uh-huh.
Joanna.
It's open. Come in.
The mechanical woman enters her friend's house. Uh-huh. Are they sitting down to watch the launch of the Apollo mission? Joanna's home, 1969.
Did you move the TV upstairs?
She stands in a tiny living room, but there is no sign of her host.
Yeah, the antenna stuck. Michael couldn't fix it, so we brought it up here, where it could catch the signal.
Lucy.
Come on up, Lucy. I'm trying to get this darn thing working. It won't take long, I promise. Are you in need of help? It's okay, I'm almost done. It's just a screw, it won't get in there. Don't make me get rough with you, you naughty
Gerardo? Oh. Oh my god, it's been a long while since I've seen this background. Oh, that's been a while. The mechanical woman sits down and looks at the clock. It is 4:11 in the afternoon. She can easily imagine now how busy her colleagues are at the Space Center.
They should be close to landing on the moon now.
Oh. The rocket already launched, right. Right.
Yeah, close. I'm close to making it work. Done!
Flashbang. The wires spark and burn. It strikes the woman like mocking laughter.
It appears to be broken.
A simple adjustment will resolve this issue.
Alrighty then, let's grab something to eat first, and then we'll see what I can do. Or, I guess, what you can do. Would you like to try some pamonha? It's an old family recipe from Portugal.
No.
I do not need food to replenish energy, Joanna. But, thank you. Oh, I completely forgot. But it can't hurt to have something to eat, right? You're capable of it after all. Anyway, it's your call. Biological material has a much lower conversion efficiency than pure electricity.
I'll just eat. It had been a century since she had changed her primary power source. It had increased her capacity exponentially. Yet it came with an unexpected price. She no longer felt welcome at mealtimes. Humans considered fuel consumption as a social activity, and some take offense to her abstaining.
Perhaps.
Perhaps high-nutrient foods will become more popular in the future. That way, less time will be wasted on social consumption rituals.
Uh-huh.
Oh please, food isn't just about the health of your body, it's good for your spirit too. It's one of the great joys of living. Irrelevant. Whatever a spirit is, it is not nourished by biological matter. Now, consider the food we prepared for the astronauts. lightweight but densely packed with nutrients.
And it tastes like shit. And it tastes like paper.
Fine, no. But no, for you. Now, would you fix this machine? I don't want to miss the broadcast. Yes, it is possible. However, I must warn you, there is a small chance of failure. I predict between 2 to 5%. Well, I already called the repairman, but if you don't mind trying your luck, maybe you can give it a whirl first.
The mechanical woman reaches for the stubborn screw, and steam pours out from her core. The light of arcane skill seems to awaken the machine, and then, in a fit of sputtering smoke, the unluckiest probability seems to have come to pass.
What happened, Lucy? My arcane skill has failed.
Oh, that was the worst time to start coughing all of a sudden. Did I see baby Lucy robot right now? In the corner? Oh my god, sorry. A finger-sized robot now stands motionless next to the piston where Lucy had been. The piston squeaks up to Joanna from the ground. Oh, I want to see this full model. Come on, game.
It has been 42 months and 18 days since the last time this failure occurred. How unfortunate. Seems like we made a bad gamble. But it isn't so bad. My, you almost look like a little dolly now. Very, very cute, Miss Lucy. But how do you get back to your usual size?
Do not worry.
It will be over in just a few minutes. Do not be concerned.
I want to see this baby version of her with the giant ass coat she wears over her arms, just just larger than her body now.
I never expected to learn something new about you after all these years. I am no more than a metal piston, truly. Everything else is just a mechanical construction, a facade.
No, that's true. She looks now just as she did when she first awakened. Ah, when she took form as a part of that very first steam engine. Oh, wait. wait. No, actually, she said dolly. Yeah, she said dolly, so she did shrink? Okay. A few seconds pass and Joanna picks up the tiny immobile robot. Okay, yeah, she's a robot. Okay.
I still can't believe this little thing was you.
It is unreliable.
An accident caused by a rare instability with my arcane skill. I suppose you see now why I am reluctant to use my skills. Even when they are important, it is dangerous to bet on an uncertainty. Thankfully, it's only a TV this time. Not that big a deal, right? Besides, it was only a tiny little accident. You can always try again.
Once again, Lucy emits steam from her core, this time successfully reactivating the television with her arcane skill.
Good.
Done.
A signal reaches the TV from 300,000 kilometers away. On the black and white screen, a man begins to step out from a capsule, his feet landing on the surface of the moon. You know, a very interesting detail I think I only very recently heard about. I can't remember if I said this at any given point during this Let's Play. But very funnily enough, I learned about how the signal got broadcasted to pretty much every TV across the nation and world, essentially. But essentially, the signal that was being received from the moon to Houston was so strong and so high definition, apparently, that only Houston was able to receive the signal in that high quality, and only they could watch the signal properly, like in super high def. And the signal was too strong to be either too strong or essentially couldn't be emitted through normal broadcasting broadcasting equipment. So the only way they could bypass that, so everybody could watch the moon landing at home, was essentially in the room where the signal was, well, in one of the rooms where they could watch the pure signal on one of the screens in Houston. They pointed a camera at the screen and then broadcasted that signal out. I did not know that until very recently. I was like, what the shit? Makes sense. Makes sense, but it's very funny. It's very funny to think that the moon landing everybody has watched has pretty much been a recording of a screen that has been a live received from the moon. Anyway, the camera captures not only the capsule and the astronaut, but the silence and loneliness of space.
It looks so beautiful up there. In so many, I guess. In so many different cultures, people believed something was living on the moon. In China, they say there's a palace on the moon with a princess and a rabbit.
Oh, I'm familiar with that tale.
No.
There is no breathable atmosphere on the moon. Such a thing would be logically impossible. Well, we're about to see. They're taking the first steps now.
It may only be one small step for man, but for mankind, it is a journey of many thousand years. She watches as the astronauts take their first clumsy steps across the moonscape.
It was less than 70 years, Joanna, when most people believed humanity would never fly, and now you have taken the first step on another world.
Joanna is still silent in awe of the moment, but in a short while she points over to a painting on the wall.
That painting was from Uncle Victor.
Uh-huh. Are they gonna show it? Oh, they will. Oh, a painting that has kept her company throughout her life. Depicted on it, a winged girl taking off into a harbor, flying past a lighthouse, heading toward the sun.
They say she's an ancestor of our family from Portugal, that she was the first human to truly fly.
There was no question in Lucy's mind of who this mysterious woman had been. It was a remarkable likeness of the scene.
I started this project in 1835 in Lisbon. Jimena and I made the first prototype of those wings. There was no engine in the first designs. We could only catch the wind.
It needs some additional help from an arcane skill.
It was something of a bitter moment. I had to use my arcane skill to alter it so that Jimena could reach her ship. I never saw her again. I did not even know if she survived.
You know, despite her not expressing emotions a lot, she must have been relieved when she found ancestors of her later.
Lucy.
I knew she had a partner somehow. I never realized it was you.
Victor.
I spent a lot of time on other work after that. By the time I heard about your uncle's project, it had been 70 years. But still, we could not solve the problem of power. The technology just was not available to lift the frame for any significant length of time. He gave up. Did you know after he left Boston, Uncle Victor went to New York, made it rich with some olive oil business?
Really?
No, I never knew, but I am happy for him.
So he achieved his goal after all, just like Jimena did in a way.
He had always realized the business value of the wings, but he came to believe that it was impossible to achieve the design with the technology we had available. Humans have so little time when you look at it. the future is always slipping out of their grasps. It is understandable why they grow frustrated after failing again and again. They do not have the time to wait around for the next miracle.
Good, you understand.
But by handing down that ember through you, he helped us get here. Now we've realized his dream, and Gemina's and her father's before her. Yes, ideas too have a process of slow iteration. In the 19th century, only a few people even dreamt that humans would ever fly. In your uncle's time, it had already changed. People knew it was possible, but thought it would only ever be a novelty. Now, no one doubts where we can go. It is always only a matter of time, Joanna.
And time moves all, like a river. It cannot be stopped, and no one can control where it will take us. No matter whether you rage against it, take every moment you can, or give up halfway.
Correct.
All that we need is patience.
We will eventually get there, even though many of us may fall along the way. Lucy.
But you witnessed it all, Lucy. You kept that ember glowing. I just kept you company along the way. That is all I did.
True. Is this where it ends? Oh, it is. Okay, that was interesting. A walk through time born with wings. Huh. That was a neat little story. So she had direct involvement in this version of history with the Apollo missions, huh? Funny. Very funny. Also getting a bit of background knowledge on her on who essentially her father was very nice as well. But yeah, overall, pretty interesting story. Just for the sake of like building up, more so in the sake of building up the world history of this of this version of of this version of history, right? All right, cool. But I do want to also check out, because I never did. I've legitimately never in this whole time since I had Lucy, since this whole year since I had Lucy, I've never really listened through all of her voice files and everything, because I kept this for this day. Holy hell, that has been sitting for a whole year now. But first I need to go through a survey, and then we're gonna hop directly into Lucy's, I guess, voice files and everything like usual. So let's do that. They're giving very interesting assistance right now for this one. And then Lee, Gitian, and Villa, huh? Very interesting, but I do want my boyo.
Yep, I'm taking all the equipment. Can't pass up the chance to collect first-hand data in a real battle.
Yes, Ulrich.
Barrage. And now to return to my long-term mission.
Keep forgetting how long these old surveys are taking. Holy hell. Okay, that is done. That is achieved. All resources acquired. Yum, yum, yum. Currency. Alright, but let's go and see about her file and everything now. Good lord, I had this character for a whole year, and I don't think I've ever never went through any of these. Oh, let's see. Lucy, an awakened work, exhibited at the end of the 1820s, on display to this day, 181 years in total. Damn! Completed in winter of the 30th of December. Nice date. Initially exhibited in the Greater London area of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and later moved to the Laplace Scientific Computing Center. Okay. Medium, steel. Afflatus, metallic wisdom, intelligence, scientific progress, fragrance, fragrances, leather, patchouli. Okay. Again with the aluminum. Alloy, rust, hay, laurel leaves. Okay. Well, some voice lines of you I know, but let's go through them.
A hand-operated spinning wheel half-drenched in water. This indicates a low level of technological development here. Do not worry, Timekeeper. I am equipped with 15 adaptive plugs suitable for any situation. I will start by running the drainage program.
Lucy, I don't think the wheel was supposed to power you anyway.
Raindrops are supposed to fall from the sky to the ground, not the other way around.
True, yes.
Kinetic, chemical, electrical, nuclear. What kind of energy will we harness next?
Something, I guess. I don't know. Fission? That's kind of on the horizon.
You are very still. Are you in low power mode? But your battery is still decreasing. Are you sure this is an effective method?
Yes.
Your visits are always unexpected. I appreciate that. Door knocking is more of a formality than a functional necessity.
Okay. Basically, you're free to barge into my room?
A Laplace employee once told me, whether one needs to sleep is not dependent on the time of day. Our work efficiency is highest at night, so daytime is best for sleeping. Over 80% of Laplace employees live like this. Still, I do not believe it is an accurate assessment. I have noticed that there are no doorbells to the rooms in the suitcase. This has made it inconvenient for me to provide wake-up call services for our colleagues. Could you please...
Oh no.
X has already proposed that we prohibit their installation.
I'm remembering back to that one, to one of the trailers where she goes just around and just rings every single doorbell.
People utilize a variety of methods to rest. They sleep, talk to others, watch TV. How exactly do these function? Since my long-term mission is to rest, I will have to add these activities to my schedule.
Time to watch Star Trek.
The fastest way to learn is through imitation. See, Timekeeper? I have adjusted my posture and am reproducing breathing patterns found at various stages of sleep. Now, does it look like I'm sleeping to you?
No, you're talking right now.
Thank you for reminding me. I will remember to close my eyes next time.
Please, please, do not pretend to sleep with your eyes open. That is creepy. No.
Humans are capable of creating a total of 3.7 times 10 to the power of 35 different smiles.
Okay.
Therefore, at a rate of 1 smile per second, it will take me 1.17 times 10 to the power of 28 years to do them all. Unfortunately, no one can live long enough to watch the whole process, so I will never know which is the perfect smile. I think it is best I give up on this project.
No, keep trying. Keep trying, you'll get there. Whatever comes natural to you.
I had been planning on equipping myself
Whoa.
with more arms to increase my multitasking capabilities, but the plan was halted for reasons I still do not understand. If I recall correctly, they said it was creepy. Still, I regret not going through with it, especially since there is so much to be done.
All right.
The heat from your palm is transferring to the piston in my core. I can feel it.
Uh-huh.
So this is what we call a sense of danger. Could you please take your hand off me?
Vertin, what are you doing?
In theory, I am a tool. There is no need for tools to have feelings or hold preferences. Therefore, I do not have any hobby to discuss with you. But when it comes to things I want to see at work, there is one. A well-kept schedule.
All right, if that is a hobby.
There is no doubt you are a capable leader. housing such a large team in so small a suitcase. In Laplace, we would need a whole building to do the same.
Thanks?
I have noticed how popular you are among the members here. Perhaps you could give me some advice on team management. For example, should I lower my height when talking to the miners? Oh, this is the first time I have seen below the brim of your hat.
Whoa.
Your eyes are sparkling.
I was about to say you don't have the Vertin Vriz. And then she does this. And then she does this. Immediately Riz activated.
The other day, a knight and I came to a consensus on the most efficient method to maintain metal.
Oh yeah?
Miss Sputnik was there too, but she showed no interest in the topic. She just span and span and span.
Like a good disco ball.
It is not as easy as you would think for me to communicate with John Tider. While I can speak in binary and hexadecimal languages, neither are my mother tongue. What is my mother tongue? English, of course.
I love that response. What is my mother tongue? English, of course. I love that, yeah, despite the fact that obviously, you know, visually she's a machine, you would expect stuff, but at the end of the day, she's an awakened Arcanist that is a piston and has been raised in Britain. In the UK, that is. So yeah, English.
Could it be I have been rebooted multiple times without my knowing? Data is not always reliable. It can be changed. Is the knowledge the database gives me truly mine? Am I the real Lucy? I cannot solve these questions myself. I simply do not have the answers.
Existential questions also. Did I cook in chit chat too?
It is not as easy as you would think for me to communicate.
I did, okay,
with battery checked.
Thanks. Your battery is full.
Program activated. Loading. Charging. Allow me to double check the battery level.
Again? Alright.
Circuits functioning properly. Aim and shoot. Target confirmed. The light that illuminates all.
The red glow in the eyes is nice.
Faraday's miracle. I, robot, child of science.
Damn. Yep, get.
Shell damaged. Under attack. And now to return to my long-term mission. Rest.
Heard this one a million times, right?
Hopefully, we are still far off from reaching the limit.
That was it? Okay.
My materials are softer. My features, more human.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I do wonder if they're at some point gonna replace her entire exterior body with that of human human appearance, considering they're making progress. Anyway, bronze key. Brian, what is up with this thing that she carries around? I keep forgetting. A relatively new bronze key, indistinguishable from most ordinary keys, worn around the neck of the interviewee to become an uninaudible visual focus on her person. We try to explore the significance of the key with the interviewee, who directly demonstrated to our editor how she uses it to open and close her maintenance compartment with a swift series of motions. Right. Right, okay, right, to get to the piston. Right. Patent letter coat. So yeah, what's up with the coat? A practical coat styled like a military uniform, though having accompanied the interviewee for many years, it still looks as good as new. Huh, interesting. With only slight wear at the cuffs and the bottom of the zipper. For the interviewee, this coat is not prized for its warmth, but more for its use as a sort of huge carry-on bag, carrying multiple batteries within it for emergencies. I still wonder what the actual story behind the coat is. Anyway, Laplace staff ID card. Every Laplace employee is notified to collect their unique ID badge after joining up, and even those in the highest position of authority are no exception. Though some are unwilling to wear their ID badge after receiving it, the interviewee clearly isn't one of them. Yep, she does always wear it. Okay, story. 3 milliseconds. Alright. In 1776, the invention of the steam engine by a shipwright's son born in Renfrewshire? Okay, Renfrewshire, Scotland, which used steam as the lifeblood of mechanical labor, changed the world forever. In 1826, a locomotive loaded with a gas vacuum engine climbed Shooter's Hill, and at the same time, a piston with self-awareness was born. After that, technology began an irreversible march forward, and her body bore the sum of it all. From steam-driven structures to internal combustion engines, then to batteries and induction motors. The glory of technology is immortal, and her body always remained young. Until the last day of 1999. As soon as the first storm fell, the Laplace Scientific Computing Center lost its leader. The subsequent leaders, whether in prestige or ability, were never competent enough to solve the series of problems that followed, and their subordinates faced the chaos and confusion brought about by the rapid change of power. Someone had to put an end to it all, and to bring Laplace back on track. The ever-indifferent Awakened made such an observation. It took less than 3 milliseconds. Damn! The sum of all our past scientific progress does not equal 1/10,000th of our future scientific progress, she said in her letter of self-nomination. Damn! She decided on that super quick. Okay, part 2. Laplace Scientific Computing Center Anonymous Suggestion Box. Suggestion. I propose a 2-hour delay on the commencement of the standard work hours. Reason. Working long hours is a drain on both body and soul. Response. Rejected. Alternative proposal. It is known that stuffed animals have a relaxing effect on human brain. Next week, a stuffed animal will be delivered to each employee's desk. An email will be sent to an employee's inboxes, allowing them to choose their preferred type of toy. Alright. Suggestion. Amend the labor contract of the Scientific Computing Center. Article 132 originally states, Party A shall be responsible for the personal safety of Party B during the term of employment. Party A shall be responsible for the personal safety of Party B during the term of employment, shall purchase commercial insurance on behalf of Party B according to law, and shall bear all compensation for health and safety incidents during this term of employment. This item should be amended to, in addition, if the Party B dies in the line of duty, Party A shall compensate the direct relatives supported by Party B, and bear their basic living expenses until their complete biological death. Response. Approved. The amendment will be implemented and refined next month. Okay. Suggestion. Increase the research funding for our food and health department and improve dietary subsidies. The Food and Health Department should directly guide the cooking activities of the employee cafeteria and regularly carry out healthy food inspection initiatives. Response. The research funding for the Food and Health Department will be increased. The specific increase will be determined by the Employee Anonymous Satisfaction Survey report. In addition, Director Milton has assigned Senior Consultant Adler to the Food and Health Department to conduct relevant experimentation. Oh, nice guinea pig. Suggestion. Adjust the personal structure of the Scientific Computing Center to a certain proportion. Classified by Arcanists and humans. Classified by Arcanists and humans, huh? And assign departmental, holy hell, I'm dying here, what is happening? Duties according to different factions. I suggest a 2-year rotation system so that humans and Arcanists can take turns leading the Scientific Computing Center. No response recorded, alright? Suggestion. Improve and enhance the humor system of the head of the Scientific Computing Center response. Further research and adjustments are underway. Please wait further notification. Good God. Okay. Alright, the interview. Personality test. And we start with Lucy, huh?
Recently, there has been a growing fascination with personality tests among young people. Research suggests that deciphering the general types of results can provide insight into the social and emotional needs of individuals at this stage of evolution and the different categories of identity profiles they fall into.
Are you going to give me a test?
That is the idea, as we both seem to have enjoyed this interview to varying degrees. Now, I would like to end this interview with a little game. Okay, but you're only allowed to ask one question. Alright, question. Do you spend a great deal of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest? Not really. My imaging system has detected a sudden rise in tension on your response graph. Based on this, there is a possibility that you hesitated before answering the previous question, and that your true answer may actually be yes. Is that correct?
Are you testing your new lie detection feature?
Indeed. Please do not be angry.
I'm not angry, but why are you making a hand motion that resembles an elephant? What? What?
This is a form of sign language developed by the Department of Mental Health for the hearing impaired, which also has a healing effect. You see, when I make this gesture to you, you quickly stop being angry. It seems that such actions do indeed have a miraculous effect in calming the heart.
Look, she might not be a comedian intentionally, but unintentionally she cracks the craziest shit. Also very interesting, huh? Throwing a lie detector onto Pandora. Very interesting. What's the question again? Do you spend a great deal of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest? I mean, of course she will, but she will say no. That was funny. Okay, but before we round up this video, we do have one more thing to do, and that is round up the horror stories in Route 77. So let's do that. Alright, more stuff here as well. Let's see. Unexpected enemies. Yet another encounter with the followers of the Order of Enlightenment. This time a group of their lowest members. Clearly this will not end well for them. This will definitely not end well for them. The followers are completely defeated. Unfortunately, they don't have any valuable information or resources with them, but the booklet they were carrying is still more helpful than nothing. Uh-huh. Oh, there we go. UFO Hunter. The resolute cowboy, met by a stroke of sheer luck, generously offered up his gift, complete with the author's priceless autograph. Read book. How to Hunt UFOs. Okay, author. Buck Stelton, renowned Texas alien hunter. Author's note. From Cowboy to UFO Hunter. Chapter 1. The origins of aliens and UFOs. Chapter 2. UFO hotspots in Texas. Case Study 1. The mystery of the highway disappearances. Study 2. The hitchhiker's true story. Study 3. Buck's barbecue bash and the UFO encounter. Chapter 3. Gearing up. Essential gear and equipment. Cowboy hat, lasso, and radar. Lasso. Love it. Forming your UFO hunting crew. From ranch hands to earth defenders. Safety and emergency measures. How to avoid being taken. Then we skip all the way to Chapter 9, dealing with alien encounters. Ways to communicate with aliens. Hand signals, Morse code, and Texas whistles. Staying calm and documenting interactions. Don't forget your cowboy hat. Possible alien agendas. Are they here for the cows? Well, you know. Oh, a conch. Ranch owner. Raise your glass, friends, to an old-fashioned, genuine Texas hoedown. It ain't a fancy, newfangled kid, just real barbecued lamb and beer with friends old and new. So, folks, any news lately? Let me tell ya, I heard a story. Wait, why the sudden silence? What's with those faces? I heard it straight from Big Matty. I heard it from Officer Harold while he was fixing up his car. And he swore on his dear mama's grave that this time it ain't no tall tale but the real deal. Scout's honor. Those folks that went missing on Route 77 might have fallen prey to the Tripodero, okay? Oh, so you're just here for the barbecue, huh? You ain't interested in the real-life tales from the Badlands? How about we move on to the next part? Some real classy Texan music? Who's out for a little sing-along? Okay, still going. Hitchhikers. Wait, stick out your hand and get in. Hitchhiking is so simple that even the critters roaming around beside Route 77 have caught on. Unfortunately, these critters have not yet learned the art of gracefully accepting rejection. Alright. The unusual hitchhikers finally take their leave. Though still reeling from the shock of the ordeal, it is clear that the driver has many such tales to share. Okay, now we're done, and now we can view the last one. Okay, I'm gonna try and get 3 endings out of this story blindly, and then I'm just gonna open up all 3, or rather, sorry, where can I view this again? Oh wait, top right? Yeah. Then I'm gonna go and open up all of these last, oh my god, this one is 6? But yeah, I'm gonna open up all of them and then we're gonna read them through, just to see what they are. Anyway. Party night. My friend swears this actually happened in our town. A young couple was driving to a party. They were enjoying themselves until the girl remembered some news she had heard earlier that day. A man known as the Hook Hand Slasher, classic, so called because his right hand was a metal hook, again classic, had escaped from a mental institution and was roaming the area. Music or news? Let's go with music first. The couple was a bit scared, but you know how young people are. They don't like to let a little fear spoil a good time. They turned on the radio and turned into their favorite station. The tunes blew away their unease, and soon they forgot all about their worries. Yep, breakdown. The 2 young people were driving steadily, but then suddenly their old station wagon made a strange noise and broke down right in the middle of the road. Go to a gas station. Fortunately, there was a gas station not far away. The boy suggested he head there and ask for help, so he got out of the car. Before he left, they agreed that when he returned, he would knock on the car door 3 times. Oh boy. The girl stayed in the car alone, overwhelmed with anxiety. Thankfully, not long after, she heard the sound of knocking. Yes, just like tapping your knuckles on a table. Knock, knock, knock. But the girl heard the 3 knocks. Then she heaved a sigh of relief. But then came the 4th knock, the 5th, and the 6th. Stay in the car. The girl was terrified. She curled up tightly in the car, pretending there was no one outside. She didn't dare leave. She locked the doors and spent the whole night in the car. The next morning, the girl was found by the police. As they took her out from the car, they told her not to look back to avoid further trauma, but she couldn't resist glancing over her shoulder. And then she understood. The sound she had heard the previous night was indeed her boyfriend knocking, but it wasn't his fingers. It was his toes. His body was hanging over the roof of their car. Oh, ugh. Oof. Oof. An urban legend with distinctive twists. Yeah, okay. Same thing as always. Alright. Let's do one more. Alright, let's start with news. The couple was a bit scared, but they didn't want to miss the party, so they turned on the car radio and tuned into the local news station. The host reminded them once again that the hook hand slasher was still at large, and the last sighting had been on the very road they were driving on. Speed up. Regardless, the couple decided to speed and reach their destination as soon as possible. On the way, they saw a shadowy figure standing by the roadside, waving at them. Speed up. Fearing the hook hand slasher, they decided to ignore the stranger and hit the gas, speeding away. Finally, the couple arrived at the party. They danced and enjoyed themselves. This is the good ending. Enjoying themselves with their friends. Okay, thank you. All night long. Oh, but unfortunately, because they drove so fast on the way, they never noticed they sped past a cop and received a speeding ticket the very next day. You know what? I'll take the speeding ticket. An unfortunately bland ending. Definitely a bit forced. Sure, but they lived. Slow down. Out of curiosity, the boy hit the brakes to slow down, and at that moment, the shadowy figure suddenly lunged toward the car door. In the midst of their mutual screams, the boy slammed his foot on the gas pedal and the car sped off. Uh-oh. Okay, they still arrive at the party. The next morning, they discovered that there was a metal hook hanging from the door. Oh shit! A typical urban legend. Okay, so yeah, they barely got away with this. Alright. Okay, so that's the rewards, and yeah, that's 3 endings. Let me get the rest now. Oh, this one is different. The 2 young people were driving steadily, so starting with music, the 2 young people were driving steadily, but then suddenly their old station wagon made a strange noise and broke down right in the middle of the road. I've noticed when I have a continuation of the story that is something that I've already seen, then it lets me like fast forward the text, but if it's new, it's not letting me. Okay, let's try maintenance. Fortunately, they had some tools with them. The 2 decided to get out and try to fix the car themselves. Oh boy. Oh god. Okay, so this one has a lot of options. Baseball bat? Seek help. Terrified, they were unable to fix the car. The boy decided to try and flag down help from a passerby, while the girl stayed in the car before he left. They agreed that when he returned... Oh, 3 knocks again? Okay, this looks the same. But I can go with explore now. The girl realized something might be wrong. What had happened? She couldn't sit still in the car anymore. She was about to get out and take a look. The girl opened the car door but saw no one. She cautiously looked around and suddenly noticed an odd reflection on the roof. When she looked up, she saw someone grinning down at her. His right hand, a metal hook, and that's a rip. All right. Oh, interesting. So I went with gas station baseball bat and the guy going for... Before he left, they agreed that the boy would knock on the car. Yeah, the girl stayed in the car alone, overwhelmed with anxiety. Thankfully, not long after, she hears knocks. And now I have the option of a baseball bat. But I can't do anything. Baseball bat and explore. The girl realized something might be wrong. She had to get out and check. Alright, she suddenly remembered there was a baseball bat in the car. She decided to take the bat with her. The girl gripped the bat and got out of the car, seeing someone grinning and walking toward her. Summoning her courage, she swung the bat and knocked him out, only to realize it was her boyfriend returning from the gas station. Oh no, ow. Some of the plot points are a bit far-fetched, but overall it's pretty amusing. Oh, rip. Okay, I'm missing one. I'm missing one of the endings. Let's see. Alright, so I was trying to get this one, but unsuccessful. So I had to look up the resolution for the last ending for Party Night. And while I was doing that, I also unlocked the other endings for Home Alone and the Night Drive. I haven't read them. I literally just clicked on the icons that I needed to unlock them from the little resolution thing on the wiki page. So we're gonna read them right now. So first off, this last one, speed limit. Okay, so starting with the news stuff, then speeding up, then followed by more speeding up, fearing that the hook slasher, they decided to ignore the stranger and hit the gas, speeding away. And then it becomes a, finally the couple arrived at the party, they danced and enjoyed themselves with their friends all night, okay? But unfortunately, because they drove fast on the way, They never noticed they sped past a cop and received a speeding ticket the very next day. RIP. And that's our last here. Alright, Home Alone. This one was the new one. Right. Let's see, so it's the girl and her shepherd dog home alone. It starts with her watching TV and says, until 11 p.m. when the local news reported some recent disappearances, she became a little frightened. Actually, wait, is this the new one or was this the... No, this is the critter one. Which is the new one? Oh, this one, I think. I think this was the one. Yeah, she goes... Yeah, this was the new one. She goes to explore. At night, she goes into the forest. The girl walked to the outskirts of town. It happened to be a full moon, and the moon was shining unusually bright. As she walked, her breathing grew heavier, and her vision narrowed. What was happening? She stopped and saw a pair of gray paws and had turned into a werewolf. What? Oh, that's why this icon was here. Again, I wasn't reading. Okay, the girl was terrified. Just imagine growing a long snout, sharp fangs, and all that fur. The poor girl was confused and started running home at full speed. Also, by the way, on the wiki page, it doesn't say what the title of the ending is. It just says ending 1, 2, 3, and so on. So I didn't see what this is gonna turn into. The girl, shaken, rushed into her house and threw herself into her bed. She convinced herself that turning into a werewolf had only been a nightmare, and by the time she woke, everything would be back to normal. The girl drifted off to sleep. Suddenly, in the middle of the night, she was awakened by a strange sound like dripping water. Upon awakening, the girl saw a pale-faced stranger standing at the foot of her bed. It was the thief who had snuck into her room. It's hard to say which of them was more startled. Their screams echoed far and wide because what the thief saw was a wolf girl with a gaping maw, her glowing green eyes staring right at him. My great aunt's neighbor's friend's second cousin swore they even heard the screams. Whoa. Okay. That's a crazy one. Okay, what is this? Okay, so this was again watching the TV. And she hears the news, then she calls her parents, right? Yeah, parents said they would be back in the morning, okay. The girl drifted off to sleep. Suddenly, in the middle of the night, she was awakened by a strange sound like dripping water. Okay, same thing. Explore. Upon awakening, the girl was puzzled by the sound of water. It was constant, unlike an ordinary leak. Then, the German Shepherd suddenly started barking, causing her to leap up and search for the source of noise. The girl discovered the German Shepherd had already been sucked halfway into the drain. Yes, that tiny little drain pipe. She had to use all her strength to pull the poor pupper back out. They say this is the real truth behind all the disappearances, that the town's pipes gained self-awareness and started hunting for prey. Listen, you'd better be careful around your drains and beware of Arcanists. What the shit? Okay, that's a crazy one. This also reminds me of that one old X-File episode. I don't know if anybody listening or watching this right now has ever watched the X-Files, especially the first couple of seasons. I don't remember in which season it was, if it was season 1 or something, or season 2. But there was a story in there, and this reminds me of it right now, that, by the way, I watched it when I was like 10 or 11, I believe, and that single episode definitely had a lasting impression on me. It was the episode where they investigate a case of something to do with like the sewage system or something, about a monster or something in the sewage system, and it turned out to be some kind of mutated guy whose mouth looked like It had a circular shape with like razor or pointy teeth, essentially. And the guy was just crawling through pipes and everything. It's an image to have in your head, especially as a kid. I was checking the toilets for a while. Good lord. That was, for a child, that was a scary episode. Okay, Night Drive. I was missing 3 stories here, so this is a new one. This is a new one, and this is a new one. Let's start with this. Okay, so this is where the woman drives alone at night, and you start with, let's start with, or rather I started here with the phone. So she answers the phone. You can select work being the next thing. It says it was her business partner on the line. The partner asked when the shipment would arrive, and she replied, soon, it's on the way. Okay, then keep driving. After finishing the call, the woman prepared to keep driving. She noticed that the car from her rearview mirror had now pulled up beside her. Terrified, she decided to drive off immediately. Okay, swerve. The driver kept chasing her. The woman, thinking the driver was harassing her, got angry and decided to teach him a lesson. She began swearing. And finally the woman got really angry. She swerved, ramming into the other vehicle. The driver was clearly shocked, and this time he drove away. The woman sighed in relief, thinking she had finally shaken off the car that was following her. She checked that her that her hostage was still tied up in the backseat. That had been closed. She was almost discovered. Oh, she was the wanted criminal all along. Okay, what's this one then? Okay, same phone, same work thing, pull over. After finishing the call, the woman got ready to drive away. That's when she noticed that the car from the rearview mirror had now stopped beside her. She decided not to start the car and instead just watch. A knock came on her window. This is the police, come out with your hands up. It turns out that the driver behind her was an undercover cop. The woman was in fact the kidnapper from the radio broadcast. The officer had spotted someone tied up in her backseat. Wow, 2 stories in a row with her as a bad guy? Okay, what's this one with the cake? Okay, so answering the call, you select birthday, it's her mother, saying happy birthday to her. Then you keep driving, so this is I think normal. Terrified, she decided to drive off immediately, yeah. Then you speed up. But that made the driver even crazier, so the guy who is following her. His car crashed chased after her closely, and at one point his bumper even tapped hers. So the woman sped up again. She ran through all the red lights, but the car continued to pursue her. Finally, she arrived home. Watch out! At that moment, she heard that the driver of the car behind her lean out of the window and shout, "Get out of the car! There's someone in your backseat!" Oh shit! The woman did so without hesitation. As she locked the car, she saw her boyfriend lying in the backseat, bruised from the repeated bumps. The flowers and cake he had prepared for her birthday were now completely ruined. Oh, rip. Also, dude, that was a bad idea, you idiot. That was a stupid idea. Okay, well, at least the last one is a happy one, I guess. The guy lives, and she doesn't get killed, and it's just her birthday. Okay, but that will be it then for all the spooky stuff. Like, truly done with the spooky stuff until the next spooky story comes along, right? We'll see. We'll see when that and if that happens. But yeah, anyway. Route 77, like I said already a couple of times, was very fun. And the spooky stuff was very fun. The Lucy story was okay, but it was very interesting to see her essentially keep carrying like the torch through history, and sticking to actual technological development, which makes again sense if what was, or rather because of what was said about her origin being essentially the daughter of a scientist, of an inventor, yeah. So yeah, she would definitely place more, and because of how her Arcanist abilities are unstable, apparently, she would definitely place more of a trust in science than in actual Arcanist technology, until science catches up quick enough so that Arcanist power can be combined with it. Yeah, that was kind of like the pivotal point of everything. But yeah, very interesting story for her. At least it's a story that kind of shows her, I guess, her character in a sense, and that she has this drive to pursue science. But a very fun one. Also, the stories around her being trying to do comedy, or not trying to do comedy and succeeding at doing comedy are amazing. She is a comedian without even realizing it. But yeah, anyway, that will be it for this part. Next time we are gonna be jumping into the Campania story and gonna be checking that one out. And once that is done, it's time to witness chapter 8. Finally. To finally witness chapter 8. Oh boy, just one more episode to go. But yeah, that's for the future. For now, thank you very much for watching and listening. Hope you enjoyed. If you did so, please consider leaving a like. It would help a lot. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And if you want to support me more directly, memberships are open on the channel. And as I always say, no video will be behind a membership, purely there for support. So thank you very much to all the members already doing so. Much appreciated. And I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.